Russia under fire at the United Nations over Ukraine. World leaders have addressed the UN General Assembly with calls for peace in Ukraine and a stop to Russian aggression. Leading those calls was Poland. The president of Poland urged the UN to change its rules in order to limit Russia's veto power in the Security Council because of Moscow's disregard for international law. One needs to emphasize with all might that the occupation of Crimea and the aggression in Ukraine is a violation of standards of international law and runs roughshod over the values of the United Nations. The UN Security Council has 5 permanent members: the United States, Britain, France, China, and Russia. They can veto any binding decision made in the Security Council, and Russia has used its veto power on several resolutions on Ukraine, including a resolution that would have declared the Crimean referendum as invalid. Russia said it was against any changes to its veto rights and stated its position on the crisis in eastern Ukraine. National reconciliation is a key to the settlement of the Ukrainian crisis. Without establishing the truth and calming the moods of relatives, it is impossible to settle the situation. But there was a chorus of international calls at the UN General Assembly slamming Russia for its aggression against Ukraine.
The illegal annexation of Crimea by the Russian Federation and the conflict in eastern Ukraine have become one of the most serious threats to peace and security in Europe since the Second World War.
The crisis started, as you know, with the unilateral annexation of Crimea, an integral part of the sovereign state of Ukraine.
America and our allies will support the people of Ukraine as they develop their democracy and economy. We will reinforce our NATO allies and uphold our commitment to collective self-defense. We will impose a cost on Russia for aggression, and we will counter falsehoods with the truth.
While Russia remains defiant, there is a growing chorus of condemnation, isolating Moscow further for its invasion of Ukraine and annexation of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula.